Good morning, chat. Welcome, chat. Welcome, guys. Happy Monday out here. Beautiful time. Let's go, everyone. $19,233. Market is trying to recover on the hourly. Welcome, guys. Welcome, chat. Good morning, chat. Good morning, guys. Good morning, chat. How's it going? Question about the current situation, of course, of the markets. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, guys. Good morning, buddy. We've got some... we don't have any news for today. We have tomorrow PMI and JOLTS job openings. They're for tomorrow. They're not for today. Welcome, guys. Good morning, everyone. We don't have anything scheduled for today. Tomorrow is going to be a lot to go, and we're looking for trading 19-20-40s. We get stuck here for a minute. But I'd like to see how do we advance from this situation, guys. Time zone has changed, specifically with the daylight or the summertime for some people, of course. There's $2,600 left, basically, of the drawdown for this account. Which is not that much, but at the same time, for the other one, for our third account, there is about 1,500, or even less. We're pretty tight on that. It's going to be an interesting day, an interesting time. Good morning, guys. Good morning, Twister. Sebastian, Jerry, welcome everyone. Trading in our significant demand zone as we're looking forward out here on the 200s. There's a lot of room to the upside, a bunch of fair value gaps, and tons of liquidity basically. There's tons of overexposed leveraged people out there in terms of shorts, which is why a long squeeze would not bother me. There is also an interesting perspective for a higher time frame, so that's something to consider. There is also a flat top here for the range we have been trading. This is going to be a no man's land. 275. So tops were running flat, lows were breaking. And that's very interesting, of course. EMA is trading much higher, even on the 5 minutes, let alone on other time frames. There's a huge gap between the price action and the 200 EMAs. There's also a very interesting situation. How does the market did not react to strong divergences Drop your likes, guys. Thank you so much. Welcome, World of Finance. Welcome, guys. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining so far. Make sure to like the video so we can get the numbers running around. And YouTube has the ability to discover our live stream. Now, what's happening here? There's an interesting invalidation level above 217, so that's why
order filled.
We're taking the first shot basically of the trade. We're taking the first shot based on the price section. And based on about 15 points retracement here into the 195, that will give us a nice $400 pre-market. 25 minutes to go till the opening. Stop loss right there above the structure, pretty tight, 220 bucks, 432 on the exit. Double ratio for the take profit if that level has the ability. We could also go much lower. This is going to be a busy week in terms of finance. A lot of the things, especially with the tariffs on the 2nd of April. Not going to be an easy week, guys, for trading. Definitely not, especially for day trading. A lot easier for swing trading, for trades that you're holding and you're letting them run for a couple of days or weeks. We're going to play with a stop loss a little bit tighter out there. The candle we have right now should close below my opening of the trade. Should close below 210, and then looking for the continuation here into the 195. Otherwise, I am quickly out of this.
Order filled.
Yep. We're out of this by being stopped out. So 185 loss. That's how we started. Gold starting to shake some numbers around. Look at that, guys. It's, you know, a significantly bearish pattern here on the 15 minutes. Could be a dangerous situation. Nvidia is having an 105 basically opening range. Dealing with the lows that we're putting in on the 7th of March. And 11th, right? So dealing with those lows. We're not going to be able to talk about any recovery unless you confirm the breakout out of this environment. You're right now in an environment, you got punished here with the selling pressure appearing not even from the 200 EMA or not even from the resistance trending line from the highs. You actually got punished lower than that. Therefore, in today's 105 with the gap established of about 4 points out here, that is going to mean a lot for a possible recovery. And of course, during this week, guys, just like the upcoming days and so on, this is going to be a heavy week by seeing dominance coming from the external news of the political side, economical, political side, decisions that are not really possible to be predicted other than a high level of speculation, which is obviously possible based on analytics. You have one way or the other, you have analytics for both outcomes in terms of tariffs and clearly in the way they are going to be managed and adjusted by the US. So this is going to be very interesting towards the markets. If we look at the higher time frame for Nasdaq, you know, taking the lows here, grabbing the lows and pushing afterwards is never a bad idea. It's never a bad idea. But at the same time, breaking below this lows, if we look into the daily, is going to be struggle time, guys. There's going to be a lot of the room till you have your next pivot points. And that's going to be painful for the other markets too. So we got to be careful on all those things, which is why we got to be careful on our trading procedure. Welcome, buddy. Welcome, guys. Welcome, Anton. Thank you guys for jumping in. We've got 20 minutes to go. Make sure to hit the like of the video so we get the numbers running. What's happening in the other markets? Well, S&P 500 is the big deal as well. So with the S&P 500, where are we? We're going to create a gap on the opening, very likely to do that. And then see how do we play it out. S&P 500 on 4-hour candlesticks has a gap here, which is having its complete fill point on 552. Depends where do we open, guys, in that manner. DXI as well has been just ranging in levels around low 104. Bitcoin, for those of you that care, has been downtrending throughout the week and got rejected basically by a massive resistance trending line coming from the all-time high. Has been confirmed rejection, retracing with the stock markets, and then if the stock markets print a recovery this week, then Bitcoin is going to spike above 90 grand quite easily. Can easily go much higher than that. So very interesting situations that we've got here with the stock. Possible triple bottom out here. But then again, we are having a very, very crowded week of external news and events that are going to exactly. A lot of the people might be switching at this time from long bias into short bias right now. And they might be switching a little late. So careful on that. Very careful on that. Nice day for day trading, of course. We are pushing, guys. We are pushing hard for a good journey out here. There is a minor breakout here of a trending line that we could consider. A minor breakout on 5 minute. But then the top of the range on 270s should not be underestimated as a target. I'd love to see the liquidity taken basically below the structure. So we're testing out a short with the stop loss above the wick, guys. So let's get into this. We're pretty high contracts considering we're trading pre-market and the volatility is missing. So we're testing out basically stop loss above the wick with micro squeezing into the previous higher low. Would definitely not be bad. 210 needs to be lost here in the 1 minute. Definitely feasible. Good day, everyone. Hope you're having a great start time of the week. Hope you have an amazing time as well in the upcoming days, fellas. We're going to be together from Monday to Friday as usually, 30 minutes before the US market opens. The starting time from now for the upcoming months is going to be pretty much the same like it was today because of the summertime that has changed throughout the entire space out there. Time to reject here, guys, and press a little selling. 197 looks juicy for me. 5.95 on the dollar. We'll take that all day long. Obviously. Let's go. Let's go for a nice rejection. There you go. There's not much to go about, just 10 points. There's gonna be a new instant funding prop firm coming out, guys. Just prepare. A new firm is coming out. They're waiting for the private servers to be ready. It's gonna be traded on Rhythmic. They're waiting for their private servers to be ready, guys. Don't see anything in the chat for those of you that pretty much heard about. We're gonna have our links. We're gonna have our max discounts for our community ready from day number 1 with giveaways as well. And a lot to go, guys. It's gonna be exciting. So new instant funding prop firm, extremely competitive it's gonna be. A lot of the people will be excited about it. We're gonna move the stop loss right now to our entry. This looks great. Right, so this is a place here that shouldn't react. 197 squeezing. Should be lovely. Six, 7 points. I'm not gonna tell you the name yet. I'm not allowed to tell you the name yet of the new firm. It might be launched in the next week or in the next couple of weeks. Depends how does the Rhythmic private servers setup go along. Let me just exit out of this, guys. We made some profit on this one, about 150 bucks. I don't like that reaction. You know, I'm not gonna waste time into a short when it's not really the case. Right, so I'm gonna update you as soon as I am allowed to share with you more information on the subject. But that's gonna be massive, guys. Massive situation, massive opportunities. A retest here of the line that we just broke would be an interesting idea. So we might get that retest on the opening. Look at that, guys. We just broke out of this trending line and there's resistance appearing quite quickly after. And I'd like to see if there is a possibility here for retests of the trending line that we've got. Those are the horizontal levels that we're actually playing today, where we could expect possible reactions, and then of course we got the golden pocket exactly where we have been rejected, so no surprise, we broke out, but then we got rejected on the golden pocket here. Let me just zoom in a little more so you guys can see this thing's much better. It's not my own prop firm. It is not my own prop firm. Someone is starting a firm. And I'm gonna review that basically, and I'm gonna share with you tutorials and educational materials on that one. Surely. As well, we're working hard on our website, working hard on the review and educational website about firms, trying to discover more and more prop firms, discuss with their CEO, discuss with their executional team. I like to discover what opportunities are out there in the markets for our community to have the best chances of making money and becoming traders. There are going to be very interesting opportunities of trading that I'm going to share on the website, and that's going to take quite a few weeks more basically for the website to be ready. Hopefully by the end of April we're going to have giveaways on that and so on. Any details in advance? Well, in terms of the new firm that is going to be launched, it's going to be an instant funding firm, and they're going to work their best towards having a 48 hours payout. Think about it, 48 hours payout, guys, which is absolutely great. Absolutely great. Everyone knows how important it is to have resources ready as quickly as possible when it comes down to the payouts. So there is a lot that's going to happen in the next period. which is why we're gonna stick together and do our best. See what's happening here, guys. 200s are, you know, impossible for me to trade anything in this current situation. Just have to wait a little more. I'm looking for seeing what's happening on the MD and oscillator as well. Or the bulls are losing their pressure. And we could have a convergence here as well, building up, if that's going to be the case. However, I'm going to search longing it somewhere around there if we get the opportunity, especially with the opening. Some volatility of 10-15 points would be lovely. For today, Monday 31st, there's no major news scheduled. From the US, major news scheduled. But there could be at any moment, as usually we've been used to that, major news published that affects the markets. We got our 3 accounts ready for the Ticktick. What I'm gonna buy if these ones are not gonna make it, $2,600. There is a drawdown here left, not much about it. And then the other one has about 1,500. However, what I'm gonna get is 3 accounts of 250k here. I'm gonna go for the big guys, especially they are running on 45% discount for Ticktick Trader. And this is basically the link right there for those of you that like to grab. 45% discount along with the Scramble coupon code at the checkout gives you basically tremendous prices even for the 250k, $549. That's the way it comes around. Safety threshold is at 12,500, which is the 5% of the account. Max drawdown is at $9,000. The first payout is going to be a little challenging, but compared to the second payout cycle, which is extremely easy, it's just have to make 5 grand and you have 9,000, more than 9,000. I mean, depends how hard and how high do you build your first payout cycle, how hard do you build your target and account. But from 9 grand minimum with a profit target of 5,000, that's a good ratio for the second basically round. Of course, in order to get to the second round, you have to pass the first round basically and get the payout there, which is most of the time not the easiest things, but this is what we're preparing here, and this is why we're pretty much learning from each other. That has been a very interesting rejection here appearing on 230. It's from the golden pocket and an internal horizontal structure line, like a pivot point. So I'd love to see some actions below 200s in terms of below 180s actually. And I think this is going to cascade nicely
Order
into
filled.
the opening, which is why I'm shorting this markets from here. You know, I'm gonna leave this open too much, but I like to do some scalping about it. Good morning, Oliver.
Order filled.
Out of this. We get stopped out. Let's have a look into the 15 minute as well. This is the way it looks like. Careful on the choppy season today.
Order filled.
Getting back into the short here. Beautiful. Beautiful, guys. Look at that. We just got into the trade right before the market's tanked. But this has been quickly bought up. Let's just give it a little more time on that. Obviously, the stop loss is going to be above the structure. We just got into the trending line, guys. Should have exited right there. We just got into the trending line. We retested a trending line. We broke out. Three minutes to go.
Order
I'm out of this
filled.
trade. Thank you guys for joining. Happy and great Monday as usually. All the days must be appreciated and enjoyed. Life is not that long to pay too much attention to the negative side of it. Life is so short that we don't even have sufficient time to take care about it. To take care in a sufficient way of the positive moments we've got. So we have to be even selective between those guys. That's how short it is. And this is how short I should have been continuously into this one. Very short. Nah, it's pre-marketing. 15 contracts and pre-market open is not the best idea. Surely does. We're trying to catch some quick movements out there if it happens the case, because otherwise simply I'm not willing to, with a small drawdown like that. Not a good business point. Let's go, guys. Volatility is increasing. 2 minutes to go. 2 minutes to go. And I would actually wish the first movement we are having would be the fake one. And then the market rips to the other side. That's something I would actually wish. Now, of course, the market is not watching to my live stream and listening to my audio for sure. In order to apply and execute. We're gonna do a giveaway as well in the current week, guys. We're gonna do a lot of the giveaways in the future, especially once we're gonna have the website. There's gonna be companies that are gonna come out and say, hey, Scramble, we want to be out there on the website. We would like to be reviewed by you. We would like to do this. We would like to do that. So they can apply for an honest review. So they have to take the responsibilities that it's going to be an honest review. If they want to apply to something like that, they have to accept the reality about them as I consider it. And then on top of that, they have to give something to our community, right? Because our community is going to be involved in the maintenance of that website. We're going to create basically forms for you guys to report any problems you've got with companies that you're delayed, you're not getting paid, you've been pretty much having issues on any situations. We're going to have forms. You guys will be able to reach out on those forms, submit a ticket, and we're sending those tickets basically automatically. We're creating a system to send those tickets to the persons I'm going to know, managers, right? To the managers that I'm going to know directly. I'm sending the tickets for my community to the managers of those prop firms to find a solution for you guys, because this is how business should be going. 10 seconds. They shouldn't mess around with us. 10 seconds to go, fellas, and the opening bell rings. Exciting times. Let's go, everyone. Here we've got the opening. Here we've got the opening bell. Bit of volatility. The market is reacting to the upside. The market is reacting nicely to the upside. 15 minutes. We're going to take that trending line away. It's not needed anymore.
Order
Let's
filled.
go for a nice relonging it from here.
Order filled.
In contracts. Relonging that wick. Let's go, everyone. Significant rejection out there, which could also show up as a trap. But then it seems like it's dumping 30-40 points already. Quite aggressive, guys. Usually those wicks after the openings are filled up quickly. So let's just wait patiently and allow the market's time here. Look at the buying pressure.
Order filled.
We got 5 extra with a stop loss. It's going to be below this. Is, you know, we're playing this obviously aggressive as usually on the openings. Let me see the opening, guys, of 520s, 519, the opening of the S&P. Honestly, this is a very risky situation here. I'm out. Especially if this is not holding, I gotta be out.
Order filled.
Nah. Wow. We just broke below with the Nasdaq. We just broke below and now we're basically dropping. We just dropped already 100 points in 3 minutes. There's about $700 max loss out here. So the idea also with the S&P, let's find out more. What does it mean for the S&P to cross the lows here? It actually it actually means to get below 500s. There you go. What a beautiful opening we've got out here for Nasdaq. Terrible. Everyone is panic selling. So I'm expecting volatility. Nvidia is down a lot. Gold as well is retesting certain lows here that were respected for the 5-minute. Terrible pressure so far. Missing any serious reaction. We're going with the minis right now.
Order filled.
We're trying to short here a mini. See how does it play out.
Order filled.
Not looking too exciting, basically.
Order filled.
Let's go for 30, 40 points on the mini. Back to the top, V-shaped recovery. Come on, guys. There's been a lot of the fear out there. A lot of the fear and a bunch of room. There's not much to go with a max loss here, about $300, $400. We're not going to sit on this. Let's go, guys. Back to the top. That's a beautiful trade so far. On a mini, we've got a single lot. I like the way it holds so far. Not gonna exit. Candle is behaving correctly so far. S&P back to the gap, 528. Let's go, guys. This 1 minute candle all the way to 120s. All the way to 120s is what we want. But it seems like we are getting rejected so far. We don't have too much space and room basically for the trade to retrace. There's not much balance left out there. Good morning, Kevin. Good morning, guys. Good morning, everyone. Make sure to like the video. We are definitely enjoying our process out here on a beautiful Monday. That started with a significant retracement on the opening, and we actually paid the price of trying some longs out. That did not work. But this one right here, wouldn't be surprised to see 30, 40 points quite quickly. Like, that's some terrible fair value gap candles out there. One minute for the Nasdaq here. For S&P, guys, sorry. Beautiful. That's a beautiful reaction. Come on. Yeah, we just run the 19,000 liquidity by 14 points. We actually front run that. Very questionable. How do we behave here? Not the easiest time to trade, pretty honestly. But a movement into the 130s would be something I'm gonna take all day long. Let's go, guys. No, I
Order
don't like
filled.
that. I'm
Order
gonna test
filled.
out a short, guys. I don't like that rejection we just had. Looking for breaking the lows here. Just breaking below 19,000. Usually when the price action sits below or above a specific significant liquidity zone, it's not remaining untouched, and then what it triggers is also a lot of movement. So right here, about 30-40 points away from that specific price action and zone, basically on my entry level, we just rejected right now the green candle and transformed this one into a red, which is why it's looking like a good short from the price action. We just gotta press from here a little bit lower. S&P broke below, hits around the 500s. Waiting for Nasdaq to do the same thing on the round number, 19,000s. Come on, let's go. We're gonna set the stop loss, guys, in our entry. Stop loss on the entry. Let's go with this one. It would be a good target. Would be a good recovery. No, look at that buying pressure.
Order filled.
Yeah, look at that buying pressure. You just got 30 points on that. Bought up quickly. We got stepped out on a good opportunity. Break even. And only 500 bucks remaining, basically.
Order filled.
Retesting a short here with a tight stop loss, guys. Look at that. They might have just done that for the liquidity. And they might bring it down right now. Let's go, everyone, into the 91. Sweep that liquidity on 19,000s. Can do that in half a second, guys. Obviously, playing the short scenario here in the lows is risky. But that do not looks ugly right there as a rejection point. What we got on 65. Let's go, guys. Come on. S&P is continuously breaking below. And we're going below 19. We're gonna try to put the stop loss on the entry. Trying to see how do we collect here some liquidity or we reject. Let's go. I'm out
Order
of this,
filled.
guys. I'm out of this. We made about $1,000. We recovered on that one. Actually, $960. This is how much we recovered on this trade, which is deserving fireworks. deserving a nice round of fireworks. We got Chicago PMI coming out in a minute. Rob is telling us tomorrow as well we've got basically manufacturing PMI on April the 1st along the way with JOLTS job openings. Some big day as well. The whole week is going to be quite aggressive in terms of volatility. So careful, guys. Yeah, thank you, Kevin. Good trade as indeed, but we had to play it very tight. Very, very tight. And now, of course, it's hard to trade right now with such levels on the S&P. Look at the beautiful reaction on the 1 minute that we've got so far. Thank you guys for coming in. Make sure to like the video. Appreciate, guys. Streaming from Monday to Friday, 30 minutes before the US opening every single day, just like that. Let's find out more in terms of how does the current administration is gonna push around for the stock market. This is an interesting situation here, guys, to be relonging it, honestly. We actually tugged the liquidity between below 19,000. S&P as well went below 490s too, where it had a certain level of liquidity. Tesla is down a lot. Gold is, you know, it just did a break of market structure on 145, but then obviously finds a bit of a bullish pressure. Crude oil is 69.7, volatility on the range. Apple is filling up the gap and probably ripping to the top very soon in the way it looks like. The price action is good. As long as S&P is not going to kill this.
Order
We're back
filled.
in a contract, guys. Looking to see the markets ripping basically back to the hundreds. And of course, if we break below that candle, I'm gonna be out. If we break below that candle, I'm gonna be out. Otherwise, I'm gonna be happy. Enjoying a momentum possibility here. We got a lot to squeeze to the top side. There's short over leverage scenarios here. Let's go, guys. Beautiful. That's a beautiful pressure. Let's go, everyone. Back into the 80s. Stop loss is going to be on my entry. We're not risking on this one. We're not doing unnecessarily risks.
Order filled.
We just stepped out on the entry. Break even. We just got stopped out on the entry, break even. Gotta wait for the setup. Look at that. They bought it all the way back. And now it's pushing, guys. So we just got stopped out on the entry. Now it's pushing. Impossible, basically. I don't want to long this in the highs here. I gotta wait for an opportunity. All the way back to the top. Oh my gosh, exactly. We've been stopped out on the entry right there. The trade would have been very good. The trade would have been very good with that gone. It's gone. We need a new setup here. Fixed range volume profile around 220s. That's a significant and possible rejection point. If we get to that level, I'm going to keep that in mind, of course. And at the same time, pretty much the same level where the golden pocket appears of the structure. What kind of extension did we got to the downside? Almost number 2 extension in Fibonacci. If we measure the current move as a target, basically you have a nice 125 right there. Coming back into the 900s here would be a good entry, guys, for me to test it out, honestly. Would be a very good level for me to test it out on the 900s. But I'm not thinking I'm going to get that. Look at that. It's just going non-stop, right? Back to the top. No surprise. BTC is dumping $2,000 and then pumps $1,000 quickly. Nvidia might get back into the gap sector. So close. S&P as well is looking nice, pretty much holding on to the 500s here, just like Nasdaq so far on the 19,000s. Right, so any retracement here probably is going to be aggressively attacked. For example, this level. If we get that opportunity. Although this is an interesting spot basically to consider for a breakout movement into the golden pocket, but that's just about 15 points and you're actually buying in something that has been rejecting you earlier. Would be a form of exposure to an opportunity that has high costs of opportunity. Even speaking about longing it here, the breakout longs have not been functioning that well in the past. We gotta chill out and slow down the trading and just pretty much look for a good opportunity. Look at the Bitcoin, guys, it's pretty much wild. Nvidia too, along with the S&P nicely going to 20s. Starting by 28th, it's gonna gain a lot of liquidity and volume. Look at that. But how nicely we were revisited on our entry when we got stepped out. You can basically scroll back into the video and see that exactly we were just touched and the market moved. That's the risk when it comes down to putting your stop loss on break even quite quickly. And trailing basically with the break even conditions. Trailing with break even conditions, not that easy. I mean, it doesn't have to be profitable if it sounds comfortable or if it sounds defensive, right? Golden pocket here, short on
order filled
on this level, guys. I'm testing out. I mean, a short right now of a single contract, a mini. This is no longer a micro. We're testing out here in the golden pocket. Let's just get back into the 85. Back into the 85. This one needs rejection here. The current candle. Let's go. Back into the 85 would be lovely. Beautiful. Let's go. Let's go.
order filled
And it has been touched, guys. And it has been touched, and we got the fireworks for a beautiful trade, for a beautiful scalp of short. We made about $550 on that. But that's lovely, right? That's actually lovely. Slowly crawling back into our recovery mode. Think we're going higher in the way it looks like.
order filled
We're gonna play this one quite tight, but I think we're going higher in the way it looks like, or at least retest those wicks. $530 and 116. Let's go, guys. I'm out of
Order
this trade.
filled.
$300 or $250. What was it? That's a good one. 285, you can see the performance right there. 285 on the bottom right corner. You see the stats. 285 P&L with $5 fees. So we recovered something from a loss of 2,100. We had a few good trades. That were nicely monetized. Now we're waiting again for another opportunity here. Honestly,
filled.
interesting spot here to test out a short, guys. To test out a short here in the top. I'm
Order
out.
filled.
We made some money on this one as well. 235 bucks. 235 on this quick scalp as well. We held this one for about 8 seconds, 9 seconds. That's good. That's how you can trade basically with a micro. Almost recovered everything. Almost fully recovered. Nvidia as well is portraying towards the upside. DXI is breaking the highs, printing higher highs. S&P is just entering in the gap. Broke below 228 and it's going in the gap, so a lot to speak about it, how the dominant energy is going to be today. How the dominant energy. It's an interesting rejection out there, but I'm not gonna, it's still the same golden pocket. Maybe from a little bit higher, I could test out a short here. Maybe from about 140s. Not sure if we get back into the 110, 17. Couple of good trades and we recovered. Interesting spot here to reshort this, just like that. For the movement back into 100s. Let's go, guys. I'm
Order
out.
filled.
I don't like that. Gotta play that very tight with a stop loss, so I don't like it. Even though the market is obviously having the ability here to correct for a tiny spot. Good job so far, guys. Good job on the recovery. Not the best starting, but 2,000 down now. We're back into an even situation. We're gonna get out of this, and I like to see what's happening on Nvidia as well. It's just, you know, very, very soon it's gonna break into the gap on 106 out there. It's an interesting spot. Pretty powerful movement so far. We might break into the 160s, guys. 160s, 170s on the opening. Getting close to the opening range high. You got to deal here with the golden pocket first. An interesting spot from a little higher, 170s and 190s as well on top of that. But I like to go with the momentum, guys. I like to go with the momentum here. Seems like the first move was totally fake. Totally fake. Keep pushing. Lots of people with the current move that we had with the swing high here re-shorted and got burned. Re-shorted for a retest in the lows, for a retest into a 900s that no longer came after we just broke below the 900s. It was pretty much over. We are just, you know, 200 points away from the lows. From the lows of the opening. Interesting
Order
spot
filled.
here to test out a short. And just to take some of that quick profits. Quick scalp out there. Let's go.
Order
I'm out.
filled.
It wasn't supposed to so quickly react bullish, guys. Quickly, I've been out. Pretty good. I've been micromanaging that probably. The way it has been climbing on liquidity is crazy to sit on shorts, basically. I've been making money from shorts here, not just about longs. We've got two situations here where shorts played out and I did make money from these two situations. Look at that, nicely just delivers, but the volatility is big on the 1 minute. It's kind of uncomfortable to sit in shorts in such context.
Order filled.
Working out on a short possibility here. If it holds. Might have been a little better to short this from slightly higher if we would get that. 128, good target for me. Let's go, guys. I'm out
Order
here.
filled.
260 bucks. We are in profit. Finally, we are in profit with this one. Finally, we're in profit with this one, guys. We're down by $2,100. You can see that on the live stream. We were down a lot. The execution was great here. Thank you, Kevin. Good luck. Thank you, Sebastian. Thank you, guys. Let's go. Still want to make money on this account. Testing out
Order
a short
filled.
here, guys, once again for the pullback. What's happening out there? Depends how this 1 minute closes. Did not expect it in engulfing there, to be honest with you. Now let me just get out here. It's too dangerous. It's too dangerous, and it's hunting for high levels. You know, it's something not too smart to be about. $2,000 purchase on the BTC quickly. Wow, look at the rejection here.
Order
Back in the
filled.
short, guys. Let's test it out, fellas. Let's test it out if this one holds, but Sims
Order
looks
filled.
ugly. I'm out. That was not a good trade. Not a good trade. Look at the breakout. We're flying
Order
probably.
filled.
We're flying probably to the range high of the opening. 186.
Order
No.
filled.
Pretty bad. Pretty bad. Pretty bad. We're quickly down. We've been chopped out here in this nonsense direction. We've been chopped out. We're not going at this time back to the opening range high. Would love to see this below 100s. Would love to see this into 83. Limit order 83. 84 actually. We're gonna do a limit order on the 84. It's a good spot for me. This is also a good spot to short the markets to that level. Let's go, guys. Back below 103, we've got liquidity short term. We could attack that. Look at that 5 minute. Come on, let's go. Come on. Give me the nice cliff from here. Stop loss is going to be set on the entry. We're not going to play with this. Pretty good so far. Need another 1 minute candle downwards. 13 points. But there's gonna be buying pressure appearing. And they could save this around 100s. Let's go. Are you gonna do it? Or I'm gonna manually get out.
Order
I'm
filled.
getting out manually. We've actually made about $300 on this one. So I'm looking for seeing possibility here into the $81 limit order. 81 limit order. We're down by $320 so far. That's a very good 560s short from Zach from our community has been retesting that specific supply, which resulted in a engulfing rejection, continued basically aggressively. Yep. That would have been a good spot. Seems like our limit order is still waiting around here. I'm gonna take it off for the moment. We've been trading today some minis. where trading is a little different. Trading is a little different. Thank you guys for coming. We're streaming every single day from Monday to Friday, 30 minutes before the US opening, also having a prop firm educational and review YouTube channel with tutorials and educational materials and all kinds of, and we are building a website as well, which is going to portray prop firms educational and review materials. Could be a nice opportunity basically to break below here, honestly.
Order filled.
Let's go. Let's go for the 80s is all I am asking. Let's go for the 80s. I mean, obviously the stop loss is pretty easy to set above 114 wick right there. Beautiful. Let's go, guys.
Order filled.
I'm out. We made some money on that one, about $200. And I like to test out along here around $81.
Order filled.
We're in the long right now at this point. I'll quickly set my limit order. Let's go for 40 points. 40 points movement, guys. We're part of the liquidity sweep on the 81. Having some limit orders below the price is never a bad idea. Let's get into the 120s, 130s. If this level holds here, we're gonna get it. We're gonna get it if this level holds. Because this is part of the golden pocket, guys. Part of the golden pocket movement that we just have. I'm longing this one from my third account as well.
Order filled.
One single contract. We haven't traded today on the third account, but this is the first trade that I'm opening on the third account on this one. Let's go, guys. Closing out a trade, $190 profit on the third account. And this one, getting back to the copy traded accounts. Relonging it here on the third account. Looking forward to seeing those 70s holding. Not really expecting getting below this level. That would be pretty ugly. Stop loss must be set around this level, guys. Must be set around the wick level we just had. And we're looking for the push here. Looking for the lows that have been done here to be respected. Taking some of the liquidity from the highs right now. Time for a decent reversal. Breaking below, so we got stopped out here.
Order filled.
Giving it another try here with a stop loss slightly below on the third account that we've got. That's a beautiful buy-in. The sale ends on 11th of April. On 11th of April. That's when the sale ends. We do have certain demand zones that have been converted around the 80s. It's not a knife catch, it's a trade for a reversal. No falling knife here right now. But that is, of course, a probability only. A probability out of many. Buying pressure is missing, guys, at this level so far. I don't like it in the way it kind of shapes. Fortunately, this
Order
could
filled.
go lower. I'm out. I'm out of this one as well.
Order filled.
Back to the copy traded accounts. Buying pressure should have stepped in around 80s, and then we had an opportunity to protect 60s. Has not been done, so I'm gonna wait a little bit more. Wait a little bit more. Nasdaq is back into the lows. Pretty powerful sell-off. Beautiful reaction so far. Wow, that extra candle, that extra red candle, that we just had to be stopped out on that extra red candle. There you go. Nothing you can do about it. That extra red candle is what punished us.
Order filled.
Interesting spot here. If it holds on the level. Very nice continuation into the wicks of 111. Beautiful, let's go. Let's go a little bit higher so I can get out of this. Stop loss is gonna be below this green candle. Let's go, guys. Looking for a reversal, but gotta take this one step by step with this minis. Come on, current green candle has to push,
Order
guys. Let's
filled.
go, beautiful. Target has been touched and therefore the fireworks are getting triggered, guys. That was exactly $455. You can see it right there in the bottom right corner. 455 bucks on that trade. Beautiful double engulfing structure here so far in the 5-minute for Nasdaq. Look at the S&P, probably is going to break above the previous high and continue along the way with the Nvidia reacting in the lows, forming a double bottom. Looks great so far, guys. Markets are reacting nicely. Thank you guys. Let's go. 150s. Pretty hard to trade this one here on the 150s. Pretty hard to get engaged where reversal energy sits around. Reversal danger sits around the corner. However, with a 5-minute which is printed by almost engulfing the whole retracement we had, which is, by the way, forming a higher low, and that's great. So any pullback right now in the green candle we're gonna get, if we get it, right, because you're simply closing in the highs here, it's tremendous. However, any pullback, if we will get it, it's gonna be longed. It's gonna be relonged. Give me the 20s, right? Give me in the lows around the 20s so I can grab myself a limit order on the 20s. If we get that, of course. Not likely we're gonna get it, guys.
Order filled.
I'm gonna buy here. This is breaking higher for me. This is going for the range high for me. Looking forward to that. If that's the case, of course, I'm gonna be happy to monetize it. Let's go, guys, into the 82 opening highs, sitting around 191. Back to retest those levels. Breaking above 170s here is not going to be easy. But in the way it sits right now, it is not really dangerous. Time to push to the top side.
Order
Longing
filled.
the third account over here as well. This is not having too much about it. We're not going to put a stop loss here. This is having about $700 drawdown. Not in a good shape on that one at all. Look at the 5-minute structure here. Any rejection that comes in 5-minute structure is very good. Any rejection in the 5-minute structure is lovely. They pushed this one into the 20s, what I actually said earlier. And it looks pretty ugly in the way we've been rejecting right there. Without sweeping the highs in the 165, 170s is less likely to me, but so far that's what it looks like. Let's see if we can push the price action right now to the top. Let's go with a hurricane. Come on. Take this one to the top. To the opening range top. Thank you guys, by the way, for watching me. Appreciate it. Make sure to like the video, subscribe as well. Streaming from Monday to Friday, 30 minutes before the US opening happens. Here's my Discord, by the way. Make sure to join us. We're building a trading community, a prop firm community out there, sharing useful informations and trying to help people out with support and details and informations. Make sure to join chat. I paste you the link. Appreciate it. We're also doing from time to time giveaways, and we're doing free accounts. So you'd like to be for those ones as well. On our Discord for the latest details. That's a good rejection, by the way, on 112. Lovely. It's just that I'm pretty high here on my entry, which is not that attractive in terms of risk and reward ratio in the way the markets have shaped themselves in the last couple of minutes out here. Could have shaped better. Looks pretty ugly, guys. So if this level is not going to be protected, seems to be protected. If this level is not going to be protected, I'm going to get out, right? So the current week The current week of the candle, if it's not getting protected, I have to be out. $130s, everyone. Looks great so far. Breaking above that double top, sweeping the liquidity out. And then looking for a new structure. Third account as well. Is waiting for a decent opportunity, but look at the sell-off we just got on 147. Wow. And then the buyback we're getting a couple of seconds after. That's what we're talking about. This is how the day trading shapes out. 5 minute looks pointing towards the upside. Of course, if the 113 is not going to be lost in... But that looks ugly, guys, in the way this 1 minute shapes. Let's find out more if this level is going to be protected or not. No, pretty bad. Pretty bad.
Order
it's gonna be
filled.
stopped out for sure. And over here as well. $200 left basically for the max loss. However, that rejection is quite ugly, guys. This is a big nonsense here, not grabbing the liquidity above this structure, right? Sweeping the high. Very unexpected. Very unexpected, fellas. I'm gonna call it a day in the way it is. Definitely gonna call it a day in the way it is. Cannot expect a much better situation from here other than the opportunities we went through. We did start it with a loss of $2,000 basically from the openings. And then from the upcoming trades, then fully recovered, and then we actually had a few hundreds of dollars in profit. Now we're down basically to 870, and we did a lot of the trades already. We're gonna call it a day for the Monday out here. Tomorrow it's gonna be an interesting day with the ISM manufacturing PMI and the JOLTS job openings basically at 10 a.m. EST time. They are going to be published. This is the scheduled major news out there for the Fool's Day on April 1st. Hope you have a great time and a great Monday. Wish you a good trading journey today, guys. And of course, for the upcoming days as well. By the way, thank you for watching. Make sure to check out all the links in the description area and comments area. Everything is right there. Appreciate chat. Thank you for following me. Thank you, chat. Thank you for being here. Looking forward to it tomorrow. The starting time is just like I said, 30 minutes before the US opening, which means 9 a.m. EST time. We are starting every day from now. Have a great time. Make sure to subscribe. Looking forward to it. Enjoy, guys. Take care and have a beautiful Monday.